Yes.
You've done some programming before you came to this class, right? I just want to check. All of you have done some programming before this class, right? Yes or no?
Yes, a little.
Okay. A program is a collection of instructions written by a programmer to perform a specific task using a computer. Now, this is what a program is. A program is broken down into some parts. The first part is this part, a set of instructions. That means that I have a list of things I have to do in order to achieve something. The second part is that if I do this list of things here, I will achieve a specific what task. So in order for me to do a program, I need to do a list of things. Once I do the list of things, I will achieve the task in which I want. That means that if I'm writing a program and I don't have a list of things, I don't have a program. Because for me to have a program, it must be a collection of a list of things. That's number one. Number two, if the list of things don't achieve anything, then I have not written a program. So for it to be a program, there must be an achievement. I'll do step one, step two, step three, step four, step five, step six. And when I get to step six, there will be an achievement. If there is no achievement, I have not done a program. Do we all understand that?
Yes, sir.
Why is the lady the only person in the class, or we have to do that class one thing? We have to mention your name one by one before you guys will respond. Please don't let me turn into that one. That one is for children. We are adults. We are past the stage where I have to say, Mr. Renobu, are you there? Those things we are past that time. Okay, okay. So that is what the program is. Now, what is a variable? I have a program I want to write. My program I want to write. Now, in this program that I want to write, I am going to add two numbers. So I'll have number is equal to 4. I'll have number 2 is equal to 5. I have sum is equal to number 1 plus number 2. I have added two numbers. Now, certain things have occurred here. Certain things have been done here. First of all, I created a variable to hold 4. What does that mean? It means that I went into my computer, into my RAM, and when RAM is being seen by the computer, it's being seen as a block. So over here, I have a block of RAM. I looked for a location in my block of RAM. And I told the computer that create an address called number 1. In number 1, put there 4. Create another address called number 2. In that address, put there 5. I use 5 here. Put there 5. Go and take, so right now I am at this line here, right? Go and take whatever you have in number 1. Whatever you have there, go and take it. So the computer will go and take this 4. Go and take whatever you have in number 2. It will go and take this one. Add them together. So it will add these two together to get what? 9. Go and create an address called sum. So he has gone to create another address called what? Sum. And in sum, put the result of what you have added. So in sum, you put what there? 9. In this thing which we did here, everything we have here is the address of where things will be created. Number 1 is not the variable. It is the address pointing to the item we are going to store. It is the address pointing to the space. Over here, we have the spaces we want to store items in. The item itself, be it 4, be it 5, be it 6, is the value. But where they are stored, where they are kept, is called the variable. So we are saying in our definition of a variable over here that a variable in Visual Basic is a named location. You can see that here I have named the location number 1. I have named the location number 2. I have named the location sum. That is used to store data whose value can change during the execution of the program. That means that if I come here and I redo all of this thing down here again, and I change this thing to 6 and this to 7, it means that when the computer gets here, it will go to where number is and remove whatever that is there and put 6 there. It will remove everything here and put 7 here. It will take what is in 6, it will take what is in 7, it will add them together, and when it puts it together, you will get 13 over here. That is what I've done here. So here, I'm saying create a space, assign the space 4, create a space, assign the space 5. I am not saying that this and this are equal. They are not equal. I am assigning a space. I am assigning to the space a value. And in this case, the value is 4. The value could be 3. The value could be 5. The value could be 1,000. The value could be 1 billion. I honestly don't care, because all I know is that whatever the value is here, you will go to the address called number 1. And in the address called number 1, I've created a space over there so that whatever you are going to be stored over here. Does that make sense, please? Can we go on, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Now, there's a problem of this. Imagine that I came to one of you and told you that I want to build. I want to store something in your house. So I want to have a party, and the way I'm looking at the party to be a very big party, El Grande party, a party for, a party to end all parties. So I want to store some of the water I will share to people in your house. So I come to you, since Clash Rep is Clash Rep. Clash Rep, will you allow me to store that thing in your house?
Yes, please.
Wow, Clash Rep is great. Then I come to Clash Rep's house with a container truck full of pure water. Clash Rep, can you keep it in your house?
Yes, please.
You can keep the container when your house is that big?
No.
Clash Rep, Clash Rep, why are you going to pray for the house to increase?
Maybe he
That's
has
the,
a dark space.
the question is, can you store the container full of the water in your house?
No.
No. I don't know why you said yes initially, but no. That is the problem. Just think of what I just said very well. If you do not know what I am bringing to your house, and I appear before your house with an entire, like 5 trucks full of water, I told you I'm bringing water. So you think, oh, maybe 2 bags, 3 bags, 20 bags, oh, Charlie, you go fit do something. And I bring 3 trucks of water. You can't store it. The same way you are asking the computer to create an address. You are asking the computer that in that address, put something there for me. What if the thing you are bringing is too big for the address? What would the computer do? How do you want the computer to manage? How will the computer manage? Therefore, you have to tell the computer the size of the data that is coming. And how will you do that? You would use the data type. So your data can either be an integer, a double, a string, a boolean, a character, a date, or an object. Whatever your data is, the moment you tell the computer what that data is, the computer now knows how big the space should be to contain your data. Therefore, if I tell you to create a variable, you are not just going to type the name of the address, you are going to type the data type and the name of the address. Because if you don't type the data type, the computer doesn't know how big the space should be. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So if I come to you and tell you create a variable, you are doing 2 things. You are telling me the data type and you are telling me the name. The data type is either going to be an integer, a double, a string, a boolean, a character, a date, or a float. It depends on what you want to store. If you want to store whole numbers, you use integer. If you want to store numbers that have decimals in it, you use double. If you want to store a combination of characters, then you use string. If you want to store true or false, just true or false, you will store a boolean. If you want to install single characters, A, B, C, D, just that, just not A, B, O, just A alone, B alone, C alone. Then you install a character. If you want to install a date, then you will choose what? Date. If what you want to store is a combination of things or you don't know and you want to create your own data type, then you would use an object. And then you would add the name of the variable. Last week when we met, we did a welcome address and I told you you are supposed to go and install Visual Studio 2022. Most of you, I'm hoping most of you did. I'm going to open it up. So I'll go into the start menu and open Visual Studio 2022. This is my Visual Studio 2022 open. I will start a new project. I'll click on New Project. And then a new project template will open for me. Here, the first column, the language, I'll choose Visual Basic. The kind of platform, I'll choose Windows. And I want to do a desktop application. In here, I will look for Windows Forms APP. Windows Form App. That is what I want. I'll click on that one. And after I click on that one, I'll just click on Next.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Please, it looks like you are too
Yes.
fast so that if you can go slow, so that we follow what you are doing.
Are you following what I'm doing? I thought you guys to play the video at the end of the thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that would be
Thank you.
best because if we have to wait for this one, all I'm doing here is I'm setting up the new application anyway, and
Okay.
it is quite straightforward. The moment the window opens, you click on new project, and as I said again, the language we are doing is VB, so you will not choose any language other than VB. The uh, application platform is going to be Windows, so make sure you choose Windows. And then we are doing a desktop application, so make sure you choose desktop application. Of course, there are other things you can do, game and things are here, but we want desktop application. And then when we are done, we'll click on Windows Forms app and press what? Next. That's all. There's nothing set up to this one. Yes, that's what. If yes,
All right, sir. So the other time, the link you gave to me for concerning the Visual Studio on Mac, I think I
mm,
can't do the VB on it. So I searched and found just Brain Rider, but that one we can't take the WinForms app, but I can only do the console app for VB.
and that would be difficult because everything we do in this course is going to be Windows. And it won't, as I told you that day, it will be difficult for you to run this on a Mac because it is running like a Windows application. So you probably need a Windows application to run this. We'll give the project a name. The name must be one word. Let me repeat this because I don't know. The name must be one word. So in here, I'll call this application my first app. When I'm done, I'll click on next. And the computer will ask me what framework do I want to use. Last week in our class, I think I explained what the framework is. It is the platform that will allow you to work on any device that is available. No matter the device, the framework will take your code and translate it to whatever operating system that you are using. I'll click on create. And the computer will go through a cycle whereby it will create my project for me, set up my environment, make sure my environment is good to go, and then make sure I have all the tools that I need to run my code. In this environment, we are going to speak about the things we will see in the environment. First of all, let's talk about the things we will see in the environment. If there is anything here that you do not see, let me repeat, if there is anything here that you do not see, you are supposed to go and click on view. In view, you are supposed to scroll down. You will see toolbox. You will see anything that you solution explorer, get anything you want to see, you will find it in view. So just open view and click on the item you cannot find. For our purposes, we need two things right now. Actually, we need three things right now. We need number one, the toolbox. The toolbox is like I don't know about you, but in my house it's not a box, but it's a drawer. It's a drawer that we have all the hammer, chisel, nails, everything is inside. So if you need hammer, chisel, nail, anything, you just open that drawer and everything you find is inside. The same way here, we have the toolbox. Anything in which I need to use to design my application, I'll find it here. Anything I need for my application, I need a drop down, a grade, I need anything in which I need, I'll find it over here for me to be able to use it. Also, anytime I bring an item, let's say here I've brought a button, okay? So here I have a button. Anytime I bring an item here, over here on the side here, I have the properties panel. If you don't see the properties panel, again, you can right click on the item And at the bottom of it, you see properties. And when you click, it will show you the properties of that item. Every item you put here has a property. It is the property that will use to change the color, how it looks, the shape, how it behaves, if it should be faded, if it should be padded, if it should be square, if it should be round. Anything we want to do to the item, we'll go and do it to the property of the item, right? So we will use the properties panel to change anything we want to change with our code. Let me delete the button. The middle section here, I have my canvas. This is how my windows is going to look like. So this is how I'll design my windows and everything. And then we have the Solution Explorer here, which has the files and everything I'll be using. So any file I'll put here, I'll go and find it here. Again, if there is anything you can't see here, when you go to View, you will see Toolbox here. When you click on it, it will bring the toolbox back. It will bring everything back so that you can control what you want to do. Are there any questions before I continue?
No, please.
If I am satisfied with my code, at the top here, you can see there is a play button and the name of my folder. So when I click on it, it will run my application for me. In this case, I'm just clicking on it to run it so that I know that everything is working. Okay. And so here is my application. You can see it here boldly. You can see it here, right? There is nothing in it. It was just the canvas. So that is how it looks like. So we have to design this. Now, it is here that I must make some points over here. You see, all of us here, no matter who we are, we will fall in love in life. No matter who you will fall in love. Love is inevitable. Now, or you have a crush on someone. Okay. Now, let's say you went to the club or church or mosque or wherever you went to, you saw a very beautiful lady or a beautiful guy, gender balance. No matter what, you will find one when you say, this guy, Charlie, nice. So you understand that one? Do we all understand that one?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. None of you here have ever said that, wow, this lady or this guy have saw, he will cook, oh, so I love him. Or this guy, he will be a responsible husband, so I'll love him. None of us that. Or none of us says that this guy is kind, so I love him. None of us do that. You don't have X-ray eyes to see into his soul and know he'll be the best person on earth. The reason you fall in love with him, he's tall, he has shape, the hair alone, you see the physical features, and then you fall in love with the physical features. Then later down the line, you realize that, despite his physical features, he can do these things too. Marks will not be given for beauty because the beauty of what you will design is given. But if the thing is ugly, you will not use it. So you must design it for it to be beautiful. The same way you guys use an app. And when you open the app, you say, wow, look at this app. It is ugly, let me use it. None of you have ever said that. When you open the app, wow, this app, this app, then you use the app. You must design your applications to look good. If your application doesn't look good, no one will use it. The same way, no one comes to you. That is why whenever you're in school, they always, sometimes when you're online, people say, like a school will say, when the students come to class, they should wear suit and tie. Then you will see online, why are they talking about suit and tie? It is what is in their brain that matters, things like that, right? I once went to a bank. When I went there, I was going for some money. To be honest, I stored some money in that account for years. I never touched it, and I was very, very, very broke. So I went there just to remove some of the money and then survive. So when I got there, that's not my normal bank. It's a banking which I just created to do investment, to be honest. But I wanted some of the cash. I went there, I joined the line, joined the queue, went through the queue. It got to me. I went and spoke to the teller. And the teller was very rude. And I think the teller was rude to me because at that point in time, I was wearing some torn jeans, I was wearing slippers, I was having a t-shirt on. I didn't look like someone who, mattered in life or anything. Charlie, me, I just wanted my money. That's why I came. So for some reason, while she was attending to me, she got up and said she had to do something at the back, so she's going to come. I didn't complain. The teller who sat beside me was a former student of mine. So the moment the teller who sat beside me saw me, well, like, hey, sir, man, hey, tell me what's up? And I went there, I'm oh. So when she entered, the way the guy was behaving towards me made her see that this guy could be someone important. From that position onwards, her behavior towards me was very different. Oh, sir, so how will you? Oh, sir, oh, okay. Looks matter. Looks, appearance, the optics. We don't want to say they matter, but they matter. If you are crossing the street and you saw someone who looked a particular way, you think he wants to kill you, you cross the road. Probably he's not like that. How will you know? In VB, the way you design the thing matters. How you design it, how it looks. You don't matter. You don't matter. The person who matters is the audience. You are designing it for a particular audience. You are designing it for someone. Think of that person when you design. And in my rule, design is order, is positioning, is shape, is colors. Over here, I want to design my work. First thing in which I will do is I will focus on the canvas itself. You can see that it has form 1 over here. I will scroll through here and see the name, the text name. So you can see that I have name here. And when I scroll down, I'll see text and I have name, the name also here. The name in which I have over here and the text in which I have over here are two different things. The name is the system name. That means whatever that is in name, it means that that is how the system refers to the thing. The text is the appearance of the thing. That is how people will see it outwardly. The name should never have space in it. The text can have space and whatever in which you want to. So here in the text, I will type the following thing. My space first app. Now you can see that at the top here, when I run my app, at the very top, I would see my first app showing over there. Oh, I think I wiped it here. Let me bring it back. Sorry. So when I run this, I should see my first app showing over here. My first app. That's what I want to show over there. So anything which has to do with appearance, I will change it at text. Anything which has to do with system, I will change it at what? Name. Now in here, I want to do the following. I want a text box. Over here, I can just use the panel here to just quickly search for text box. And then I'll click and drag it to the canvas. And then I'll see that I have a text box over here. So let me put the text box over here. I want another text box, so I can click and drag again and put the other text box over here. I want a label, so I can go over here and look for label. Again, I'll just click and drag it to where I want to put it. I want another label over here. And then I want another label over here. Wonderful. I also want a button. So I want a button. So I'll go and click on button and I'll bring the button I want over here. So it now have all of these things well situated. Again, when I run my application, it will run. I haven't done any big time coding like that. But this is what my application looks like. It looks a bit boring. We'll work on that. But I have my label, a place for someone to type, another place for someone to type, and a button so that you can click on to do something. That is what I have for now. I am going to add one last thing, another label. So again, I will search for what I want. I will click, I will drag, and when I get to where I want to put it, I will let what go. So this is what I have, right? This is the information in which I have. Now, I'm going to design them. I will start with the label, the one at the top. So you can see me clicking on it. When I go to the properties side, I can see that the name for it in the system is called label 1. To be honest, I don't have a problem with that. But just for educational purposes, I will change, I don't have a problem with that, so I'll leave it like that, to be honest. But the way it is written here, which is the label 1, if I want to change that, I'll go to the text property. So over here on the side here, we have the properties and their values. I'll go to the text property and I'll change this one to welcome to my first app. And I'll press enter. So you can see welcome to my first app has appeared over here. I will scroll up a bit and I will see the font property. When I open it, I will see the various fonts in which I have over here. Right now, the font is Sergio and it is 9. I don't want it to be 9. I want it to be 25. So it will look like this. I want it to be bold. So I'll change it into true so that it looks like this. I want the color of it is black. Should I leave it at black? Just for our purposes, I can use a custom color and then I'll choose, let me choose this color. Oh, this color is a bit too grayish. Let me choose another one. I think black will work for me. So let me leave it at black like this. I'll make sure it is in the middle. So let me put it here somewhere like this. This, I think it is too big. So let me reduce the size to about here. And then my work looks a bit like this. Now, over here, I'll click on this label again. I'll come to the side here. I'll change the font. Again, it is 9. I'll change it to 12. And then I'll make it bold so that it becomes bold. And then the writing there, I have to change the writing. So I'll go to the text property. So I'll change the text property to what? Number. Wonderful. I will do the same thing to this one. So again, I will click on it. Remember, you have to click on it. Then you go to font. You change the font to 12. Then you change the boldness from false to what? True. And then the writings, you go to the text property. So I'm in the text property, and I'll change this to number, let me say 2. Good. Now here, I'll have to add 1 here so that this says number 1. Then the person knows he has to enter number 1 here. I'll click the text area. For that one too, I'll come to the font, and then I'll change the font from 9 to 12, which makes the square a bit bigger. I'll click on this one too and change it from 9 to 12, which will make it bigger again. I'll click on the button, change it from 9 to 12, and the button, I'll also make it bold, and then I'll change the writings in them from button 1 to get answer. And then over here, I will click on this and increase the size. Sorry. I'll click on it and I'll drag it so that it comes here. Click on this, drag it so that it comes around here. I'll click on the button, drag it so that it comes around here. And then I'll drag it down so that it becomes a bit bigger and wholesome. Wonderful. The final one, I'll also click on it. I'll go to the font I'll change the font to 12. I'll make it bold. And then the writings on it, I'll go to the text property and change it to result here. Here. And then I'll leave it like this. Over here, I'll squeeze it up a bit so that my app looks like this. Here, the writings, I want it to move to the side a bit. So I'll just move it a bit to the left, you know, just like this. The writings here, I'll make sure it's more in the center like this. And then I'll just, what did I do? I think I did something wrong. Yeah. So I can run my app. And it looks like this. I'm coming. I think I did something. I created an error over here, something with the button. I pressed something on my keyboard and this thing came. So let me get this thing off. Oh. Okay. Do you want to save? Yes, I want to save. Oh no, don't go off. I don't want to start all over again. Okay, let me start it on. So remember Visual Basic. Start this one. Okay. Designer.
Sir, please, where did you tap before seeing the toolbox?
Where did I tap before seeing the toolbox? It's on the
Yes,
side.
please.
It's on the side here. If you can't see the toolbox, go and click on View and click on Toolbox.
Okay.
I said that in the beginning, didn't I? That if there is anything there that you don't see, just go and click on it from the view. When you go to view, anything you don't see will appear over there. So this one, let me keep the bit. And then here, let me just rename this one to results here. Perfect. And then now I can run my app. Run my app. Wonderful. So this is my app, right? This is my app. This is how it looks like. It's a window. You can see the window here. I can type something in here. I can type something here. And when I click get results, then the answer will come over here. Everything is proportional. Everything looks in line. You know, that's all I want. When I say beauty, this is all I want. Everything should be in line, proportional. There should be nothing out of range or anything. Just this. Are we okay? Now, I have designed it. It has to work. Of course, if I type something here and I press get answer, I'm supposed to get an answer. So let's make it work. Now, before we can make this thing work, let's have a logical look at how this would work. When will I get my answer? What will happen before I'll get my answer? Who can tell me? If I want an answer, what will happen? Let's say I start the application. Yeah.
That means we have to tell the program to add the two variables that we have.
Let's not get that far. Let's say I'm here, Kujo. How will I get my answer?
You have to click on get answer.
I have to click on get answer. So you would see that VB programming is based on the events. On what event will I get my answer? It is on me clicking the button. So if I don't click this button here, I am not going to get my what? Answer. So how will I get my answer? I have to click on the what? The button. 1 second. I want to screenshot this so that I'll send it to you guys later. Perfect. So how will I get my answer? I'll have to click on the button. So in VB, I'll just go to where the button is, and then I will double click the button. The moment I double click the button, you can see that I have opened the code side of my design. Where I was my design side. So here is my design side. I'm in the design side. Here is the code side, the VB side. And how do I know that I'm at the right place? Because my form is called form.vb. And here I have class.form. That means that whatever I do here is going to affect the form in which I have over here. So I'm at the right place. Now, when I come over here and I click on the first text box, when I scroll up, I can see that the name of it is text box 1. Let me leave it like that for now. When I click on the second one, I can see the name of it is called text box 2. Let me leave it like that for now. For now, let me leave it like that. That means that in the system, when I want to call on this one, I'll call it by writing text box 1. And when I want to call on this one, I'll call it by writing text box 2. So let's leave it like that for now. Let's come to this side here and let's write some code in here. And what code are we expecting to write? First of all, the information that you type in here, I will have to save it somewhere. And where will I save it? I will save it into a variable. Full stop. That means that on the code side, I have to create a variable to receive what you want to bring in. So I'll tell the computer I'm creating a variable by typing the word dim, which stands for dimension. So I am creating a space. Okay, what do you want to call the space? I'll tell the computer to call the space num1. Okay, now the num1, how big should it be? How should we prepare the space? Remember, you have to know how the information is coming. If it's a big track or not a big track, you have to know. So I want to store the space as a double. That means that I can store decimal numbers there. I want to create another space. I want to call this space number 2, and I want to save it as a double. I want to create another space. I want to call it result, and I want to save it as a double. So now I've created 3 spaces. In the code side, the space is called num1. But over here, it is not called number 1. Remember, over here, we called it what? Text box 1. And remember, anything in which the user sees is saved in the text property. So every time the user sees something, we save it inside the text property. So you can see that the text property is empty. Let's say over here, I put in 12 and I start this application again. You can see that when I start it again, in there will be 12 there because 12 is waiting for me. See 12 here. I don't want anything there. So I'll go to the text property and remove the 12. Hence, it is what? Empty. There is nothing there. So I'm going to tell the computer that take the code here, number 1, and go to the form. When you go to the form, go and look for something called text box 1. Remember, text box 1 was the name we gave that box. And when you go for it, go and look through the text property. So I'm telling the computer, go for this, go and look for the text property. Whatever you have over there, take it and come and give it to number 1. Go to the computer, go and look for the thing called text box 2, look for the text property and go and give it to number 2. The problem with me leaving it like this is that the computer doesn't know that the items in which are bringing are numbers. Let's see what I mean. So over here, when I continue like this, I would say result is equal to number 1 plus number what? 2. Because go and take whatever I have in number 1 and add it to whatever I have in number 2. When I'm able to do that, I would say label 3. And remember over here, this item we have here, the name of it is label 4 actually. So here I'm looking for label what? 4. Its text property should be equal to whatever I have in result. Now, when I run this application again, it will pop up. My application has popped up. You can see that that's the only thing I have on my screen here. Over here, I'm going to type 12. Over here, I'm going to type 13. And when I click this here, it tells me that my answer is what? 25. Over here, I'm going to type Kofi. And here, I'm going to type Ama. And when I click get result, the whole thing shut down because it's not supposed to, it is a double. So why are you telling me to put in a number there? It doesn't make sense. So again, we will have to write code to be checking that. And when we are getting forward and we get to if statements and things, we'll write code that will check, okay, if you didn't enter this, then go and do that. If you didn't do this, then go and do that. But for now, we are assuming that everybody is going to do the right thing. So they are going to enter the numerical numbers in which we ask them to enter. Let's go over this again, because everything we'll do in this course will be based on this. I have my design menu. I must design my work, my code. I must design it. So whatever I have as my code, I must design it to look nice, to look proportional, to look well weighted. Once I'm done designing it, I will click on tools and I'll bring the tool I want. Note that there are lots of tools. Over here, we have timer, clock, drop down, checkbox, radio button. We'll use all of them. Don't worry. In our next classes, we'll use different amalgamations of them. We'll do a lot of things with them. Panel, breaking down, this, that, that. These are all things in which we can utilize to make our work look good. But for today, we are just using the initial basic 3, label, text box, button. Now, once I get these things here, I will have to design my work. I have designed my work. Make sure everything is in line so that everything is in order. The spaces are not that big, so on and so forth. Now, once I am done with this, each item in which I click on, there is a property to it. I can change everything to it. For example, I can click here, come to 4 color. I can change this one's color here to, let's say, this. I can change this one's color here from black to, let's say, just another color, just changing colors or whatever, nothing serious. Let me change it to Indiana red, something like this. I can change the colors. I can change the color of this one's background. If I click on the main thing, it means that I have the main thing now. I can change its 4 color from gray. I can change its 4 color. So we have color. We have back color. It's now gray. I can change it from gray to white so that it looks like this. Then it looks a bit better. I can change the color of everything. All I have to do is click on the item I want to change the colors to. The moment I click the item, the colors will change. Here are the properties. I can dock it, I can enable it, I can do it so that every time it opens, it will open in the middle, it can open in the side. I can do anything in which I want. Again, we'll do most of them and we'll try most of them to see what we can do. But the idea is that any item I select here, I have a properties panel here that I can change the color to and do whatever image I want. Now, another important thing is that the name of the thing is two. There are two names, and we must remember this. We have the name property to be at the top, and we have the text property. The text property is appearance, how the thing will look like. So the text property, how the thing will say, if you want to say number one, whatever, it's the appearance. You can give space. The moment you type anything there, the person will see it. The name you don't see. It is the name being used in the system, in the code. So over here in my code, you can see I have number one here. It means that over here, the name of this thing here is number one. If I don't want the name of it to be number one, and I want it to be txt number one, for example, it means that going forward, anytime I have something in code, it has to change to txt what? Number one. That is the name of it in the system. You can see that the name I'm using in the system, there is no space. Names that are used in the system do not have space. It is one word. Is that understandable? Do we understand?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, from there, it is simply this. I am going, you see, everything you have on the properties panel, you can call on it. So we are saying that anytime someone types into these boxes here, he's technically typing into the text property. So here I'm telling the computer, go for this. So the computer will look for the thing here that has that name. And when it gets it, it will look for its text property. So here it will look for its text property. And whatever it is, its text property, it would go and take it and put it in number one. It will take this one and also put it in number two. It will add them together and give the word result. And over here, we are saying that take the label. So it will go and look for the label. The label is called label 4. The appearance here is controlled by the text property. So when you go for the label, go for the text property, remove everything, then put whatever I have in my result over there. So again, if I run my application, this is what I have. Here, I can change this to, let's see, this. Here, I can write, let's see, this. And then when I click on get answer, I have what? 100. If I change this one to, let's see, this, and I change this one to, let's see, that, and I click on get answer, tells me I have what? This. Is that clear? Perfect. Should we have another project and try another project?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me start again with another project. What project should I start for? 1 second. Can I have some honorable person who, during the Ghana matters, is inspired by our ancestors who fought for our freedoms to read what is on the page for us? Can one person read what is on the screen for us?
Hello.
Yes.
A temperature is given in Celsius as 37.0. Convert it into Fahrenheit using the formula F equal to bracket C times 9/5 bracket close plus 32. Declare proper variables and print the result. C equal 37.0. F equal to bracket C times 9/5 bracket close plus 32.
Wonderful. Wonderful. If you don't understand the question, let me know. Now, I must say this, that the questions we are doing, sometimes whenever you teach programming, students think that the questions we are doing is the program. That's not the program. The programming is me talking about the structure of the variable. In VB, the structure of the variable is dim, name, so and so. That's the course. Problem solving, if you don't understand the question, right there, you go the inside. You're out. So it's very important that we learn how to break a problem down so we can manipulate the problem. So in our case, how do we break this problem down? And the first step to breaking a problem down, which sometimes sounds a bit funny, is understanding the problem. If you don't understand the problem, you really can't solve the problem. Do we understand this problem? No one pays school fees more than anybody. If you don't understand, say it now or forever hold your silence like a marriage that is going to work for 100 years.
Say me, I don't understand.
And you know kind of question now. It's not all kind and
W.
and you know kind. What they kind man kind. Prince kind.
Okay. A temperature is given in Celsius as 37.0. Convert it to Fahrenheit using the formula. Fahrenheit using the formula. F equals into bracket C times 9/5 bracket close plus 32. Declare proper variables and print the result. C equals 37.0. F equals C into bracket C times 9/5 bracket close plus 32.
Okay. Question number 1. Do we all know what Celsius is?
If I'm understanding, I think Celsius has been equated to this 37.
Oh, I know that one, but what is Celsius?
It's a measure of temperature.
Hey, Charlie, you do all. So over here, you can see that we who live in Wk2, our temperature right now is 31 degrees. But you see that in so 31 degrees. We are very hot here in Wk2. This is our temperature. You see, 31 degrees. Now, this degree here you see over here, the C over here, means that it is in degrees Celsius. The F you see over here means that it is in degree Fahrenheit. You see how 31 degrees Celsius is 88 degrees Fahrenheit. How did they move from degrees Celsius to degree Fahrenheit? You see that when I come here and I click Celsius, it tells me 31 degrees, Charlie, and then 31 degrees. Oh, hey, Charlie. Or I could tell the person, Charlie, today it's 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, Charlie, okay. How does it know that, okay, if it is this Celsius, then it is this what? Fahrenheit. It means that if you have something in Celsius, like this, if you take this 39 and you put it over here, and you calculate whatever you get should give you the degree in what? Fahrenheit. Let's see if it is true. So if I have a calculator, so this is my calculator, right? They are saying that right now in Leisure Cuckoo, our Celsius reading is what? 31. Okay, so first of all, 9/5 will give me this times 31 will give me this plus 32 will give me this. If I round it off, I have my 88. Prince, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So over here, when I click here, that calculation has been done and it is showing me that, oh, it is 88. I'm happy. But you as the coder, you don't care about this one. What you want to know is how can you write an application that will do this calculation for the person? That means that for you to do the calculation, the person has to know the Celsius. Anybody who disagrees with that statement, let me know now. I can't know Fahrenheit if I don't know the word Celsius. I have to know the Celsius. That means that the person will have to enter the Celsius reading. That means that whatever I design, it must ask the person to enter the Celsius word reading. Okay. So I have to write my application. I need my Visual Studio 2022. I've opened my Visual Studio 2022. I am going to create a new project. I'll click here. I will choose VB. I'll choose Windows. I'll choose desktop. Then I'll go and choose Windows Form App. Then I'll click on next. I'll give my application a name. The name I'm going to give it is called Weather App. And then I'll click on next. I will choose the kind of support I want. I want 8.0. I'll click on create. The machine will shake, 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 and prepare the environment for me. Wow. In the environment, it will give me my interface. So now I have my interface. In here, I'll go and look for a label. The label, I will go and change here. So here I'll go over here. I'll click on the label. I'll look for font. I'll change the font type. I can change it. So I can give it Times New Roman. Yeah. And then I want it to be bold. And then I want the writings of it to be, let's say this one. Now press OK. Big. That's. Then the writing here, I'll write enter C. Oh, sorry, I clicked on the here. I clicked on the form rather. So let me call this one form 1. And then I'll remember I have to click on the thing before I can make the change. So here I'll say enter C. And then I'll press enter. Done that. Over here, I'll go and look for a text box, right? I'll go and look for a text box. So text box. I'll find text box here. I'll move it to this side here. And I'll bring it over here. Again, I'll make this one move up to here so that it's in line with this one quite nicely. I'll click on the text box. Now go for font. And the font, I want to make this one also Times New Roman. I'll press OK. Oh, no, Times New Roman. I want it to be bold. And I also want this one to be 18, and I'll press OK. That means what the person will type here will be 18, right? I will highlight these two things. I'll press Control C and Control V. So I create a copy for me. Then I'll bring it over here because I want to save time and I don't want to type plenty. But I know my students are better than me, so they do paste it and do everything fresh because my students are better than me. Over here, I'll just change the C to F so that now I have result in F. Wonderful. I'll make this box a bit bigger to cover up to here. So that it is in line. Everything must always be in line. I'll push this one to the top small. And of course, I need a button. I need a button. So here I'll go and look for a button that will come and dwell over here. Wonderful. My button to, I will give it a background color. Or let's say this color is okay. Yeah. And then my button, I'll give it a font of Times New Roman. I'll make it bold. And then I'll make the button have 16. So that the button looks like this. And over here, I'll just say get or find template. So I've done that. So this is what I have. This one, the space is too big. So let me just move them to the side here a bit. Yeah. Perfect. So that this can close a bit. Perfect. This one, let me make it log a bit. Perfect. When I run it, it looks like this. Oh, what happened the other time happened again. Oh. Aha, it looks like this. So the person, when it comes to enter the 31 here, when it presses it, the result will come over here. Quite simple. Oh, okay. So when it happens like that, when I go here and I click, it will come back for me. Yeah. Now, again, I will double click the button. When I double click, it brings me to the code side. You can see that in the code side, it says sub event click. So here, my code for whatever code I put in here, it means that it is affecting when the button is double clicked. Okay, so here's my code. And my code is simple. First of all, I need to create a variable to hold what the person is typing in C. So what variable will be dim? Remember, if I want to create a variable in VB, I have to start with what? Dim. Then the name of the variable. So here, the name of my variable is going to be Celsius. The variable name should be descriptive of what you are going to save in it. It shouldn't have space. So here it is what? Celsius. And I'm saving it as a double because the Celsius comes in percentage, in decibels. We saw that. So it's going to be double. The next thing I'm going to do is tell the computer that wherever it sees Celsius, it should go and put there. Again, over here, what name did I give this box? I called it text box 1. So it should go and look for text box 1. The reason I'm typing text box 1 is because its name is text box 1. If its name was something else, I would have typed whatever its name is there. Let us not be those students who every time we have to type text box 1. There's a reason why I'm using text box 1, because its name is text box 1. And when I go for text box 1, I want the property of text. And when I take the property of text, then I can tell the computer that I want to create another variable called Fahrenheit. And it is also as a double. So that here I can say Fahrenheit is equal to the formula we have over here, where the 37 will have to change to whatever that is inside degrees Celsius. So anything I have put in the location called degrees Celsius is now going to be having what? Fahrenheit. Now I have to display my result. And my result is going to be displayed in the text box I have here. This text box is called text box 2. So I'm going to tell the computer to go to text box 2 and look for its text property and make it equal to Fahrenheit. Now, if I run my application again, I can see that in here, if I put in 31 and I press the button, it tells me that I have 87.8 as my Fahrenheit. That's all. If I tell the person he has 37, then it means that I click the button, it means he has 98.6 as his word, Fahrenheit. That's all. Anything you don't understand, let me know now. Anything you don't understand, let me know now. In your online platform, the test will start from Monday. When you open your online platform from Monday, you will see a test there. This is what I want you to do. You will open Word. Have you seen me open Word? You would go and take a screenshot of your design. So you open this design here, you take a screenshot of it, and then you put it in Word. So here, I've taken a screenshot of the design, and then I've come and put it inside Word. You will take a screenshot of the code that you have done running. So you open a fresh screen like this, you put in some values, and then you take a screenshot of this page alone with your code, everything running, and then you put it also in Word. So you put a screenshot like this in Word. And then at the bottom of it, you would go and put in your code. So every coding which you did here, you copy the entire code and you put it over here. When you are done, you will save this as a PDF. At the top here, obviously, you enter your index number, name, program, all of those things before you do this. Then you save this as a PDF. So you go to Save As, then you browse to a particular location that you find appropriate. Over here, you use type and save as what? PDF, and press save. And then you submit this work to me. So in that group on Monday to open to you, I want you to solve the programs there and submit it to me. It will close Friday, 12 p.m. That is midnight. Make sure you have from Monday to 12 midnight to do the assignment and submit it to me in the online platform. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yep. A lot of the time, whenever I speak to students about programming, coding, all of that, students find it hard. And the reason they find it hard is because they don't practice. it doesn't come naturally. It's like every language. You have to. If you were not speaking Tree every day, you could not speak Tree. If you had no one to practice English on, you would not speak English. Every Ghanaian school speaks French. We all don't speak French because if you say that my name is this, and where are you going to practice it at? If you were saying it every day, if you lived in France for 3 years, you would speak French because you would need it to exist. You don't need it. The video, I think your class rep knows how to get the video to you. Watch it again, practice it, pause it, redo it. Whatever we have done today, just know how to do it before we come next week. There's a reason why the WhatsApp group is there. If you have a problem, let me know. Private message, whatever, let me know. Don't message me after 9 o'clock. But between 9 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock in the night, you just message me and let me know that, oh, I tried this, it didn't work. How can I make it work? How can I do this? And we'll get it solved. But if it is 9 o'clock in the night, leave me alone. We always say 10 o'clock now code now, so them say this is my code. And family, this is what I'm telling you right now. And family, but between 9 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock before the night, and family home. But the moment it is 9 in the night, leave me alone. But practice. Trust me, doesn't matter. It's Python, VB, whatever it is. If you do project after project after project and you figure it out, you get errors. Figure it out. Why did I do this? Why did I do that? It becomes easier. It becomes more enjoyable. Everything in which I said today is in the notes. The notes are already on the online platform. Make sure you go over them. Anything you don't understand, let me know. Again, the test will open on Monday. We are from Monday to Friday 12. I will not extend the time to do the assignments there and submit it to me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.